My brain went completely blank during one of the most important presentations of my career to date. The reason why? I'd had about 4 hours of terrible broken sleep the night before. Today I'm going to share 4 steps to getting a proper restful night's sleep that you can build into your everyday routines. But before I do that, let me give you a little bit of context. I was standing in front of a room full of executives, people that were running the show, and I'd started the talk and literally my brain just went blank. And I stood there and I could feel the sweat kind of building up behind my neck. My heart was beating. I was like, oh my God, what am I supposed to be saying? What am I talking about? I completely forgot mid-flow. Nothing came out of my mouth. Just a dry, crackling kind of noise. And the whole room went silent. I stood there under these fluorescent lights, just literally feeling completely humiliated. And this wasn't a one-off. I'd been sleeping badly for months, probably actually a few years. And I hadn't really looked into what to do about it. I just kept struggling through. Sometimes I even took a natural sleeping pill. You know, those antihistamines that the doctors sometimes hand out. But it always left me feeling really groggy in the morning. And that's when I finally got it. This wasn't just about being tired or just having another cup of coffee. My lack of sleep was destroying my confidence, my health, my ability to perform on speaking engagements. It was impairing my judgment, my memory, my decision making, and my alertness. And research has shown that sleep deprivation can really impair cognitive function to the same extent that intoxication with alcohol can. So I decided enough was enough. I didn't want to rely on sleeping pills or antihistamines anymore. You know, they're not good for you long term. I wanted to build sustainable habits that would really allow my body to rest. So I created this 7-day challenge for myself just to see if things would change. And the goal, it was to reclaim my sleep, my focus and my energy without 10 cups of coffee and antihistamine pills. I didn't know if it would work, but I was desperate at this stage. And my formula was built on 4 science-backed rules. The result? I gave myself back 1 to 2 hours of high quality sleep every single night, starting from probably the 2nd or 3rd night in. And it changed everything. My energy levels in the day were higher, my focus became better, and that constant feeling of just being sluggish and that kind of underlying anxiety of not having had enough rest just disappeared. So today, I'm going to share those 4 rules with you. So the first rule is to have an unbreakable schedule. And that means every day, no exceptions, even the weekends and holidays. The first rule is to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. And that means every day, not just the weekdays, it means weekends as well. And this is critical for your body clock, for your circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is like an internal body clock that runs over 24 hours. And it kind of controls things like your sleep-wake cycle, your metabolism, and your hormone production. And when you have a consistent schedule that's the same time every day, your body learns when to release the melatonin, which can help induce sleep and make you feel rested. And also when to release cortisol in the morning for energy. When you have an irregular sleep cycle, when you're waking up and going to bed at different times all the time, it can really lead to throwing off your entire system in terms of, leading to difficulties falling asleep, feeling fatigued in the day and irritable, and it even risks long-term health issues. So pick a bedtime, stick to it like glue, and set your alarm clock for the same time every day. This is like a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Rule number 2, no screens 1 hour before bed. And this one's tough. It's really hard, I get it. But it can change everything. So you need to switch off all screens 1 hour before, whether that's TV, your laptop, your phone, everything. Because the problem with these screens is they emit blue light. it suppresses the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that tells our body and mind that it's time for sleep. And this can make it harder to fall asleep, to have a good quality of sleep, and it can decrease the amount of REM sleep you get. By putting the screens away, it allows your body's natural system to ease you into that restful state. Rule 3, and this is one of my favourite. If you're looking to improve your sleep, do this. Build an ultimate wind-down sleep routine. So what do you do with that hour before bed if you're screen-free? Because that is so important to get off screens. It's about creating the space to do things that allow your body and mind to get into that restful state and transition away from the stress of the day. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's about you finding ways for you to tell your brain that the day is done and it's time for rest. A few ideas are: read a book, not screen, not Kindle, but an actual physical book. And research has shown that reading for 6 minutes is very, very helpful for allowing the body to get into that pre-sleep mode. Another powerful tool is taking a lovely hot bath or a foot bath, because the research has shown that warm water is incredibly relaxing and can improve sleep and help you get to sleep earlier and quicker. Some other options are maybe some light stretching or a few yoga moves. You could do some journaling. Also, something that's really helpful is writing down maybe 3 or 4 really important things that you need to do the next day, because then that immediately releases the stress and that monkey mind thinking what you have to do onto paper, so you can kind of let it go. Also, listening to really calming, gentle music like yoga or spa music, or singing bowls are incredibly helpful for calming the amygdala as well before sleep. Find what works for you and make it part of your nightly routine. Rule 4, build a sleep cave. What does that mean? It's about optimizing your bedroom for sleep. And there's 3 things you need to do for this. You need to make your bedroom really nice and cool, dead quiet, and blackened out. And that means you need to open the window a little bit to get some fresh air in, even if it's December, just a tiny bit to allow that cool air to come in, because it really helps you sleep better. Experts apparently agree that the optimum temperature for sleep is, I think it's 65 degrees Fahrenheit or around 18 degrees centigrade, because if your room's too warm, it can lead to fragmented sleep. The pitch black part of the rule is about really making sure you've got really good blackout blinds or very thick curtains that cover any daylight coming, or light street lights coming in the evening, because light can suppress melatonin production. And it also goes for any appliances you might have in the room, like anything that's charging. That blue light, even if it's a small amount, can affect your sleep. You could use a sleep mask if you need to as well. And the last thing to create the sleep cave is to ensure that you don't have any noise interfering your sleep. So if you have a partner that might snore, levels above 35 decibels can really interrupt sleep. So if you can get some noise cancelling earbuds and make sure that you've got the door shut, and just ensure that all the conditions around you are as peaceful as possible. If you have got some noise going on, you could put on some white noise to cancel out any background noises. So those are the 4 sleep rules that I followed consistently, and it really transformed the way I slept. They seem really simple. Actually, they're harder than you think to actually maintain to the same time sleeping and the same time waking up, and really committing yourself to that ritual, because you think, oh, I just want to watch this program, or I just want to listen to a bit more of that video on YouTube. It takes willpower, and it takes kind of a lot of commitment to do this. But if you do, your sleep will be transformed and you'll feel so much better rested. You'll perform properly, that brain fog will lift, and you'll feel different. So I'm challenging you. Try this just for 1 week, and I'm telling you, the results will blow your mind. You'll feel more rested, more focused, and more in control of your life. So if you're ready to take back your energy, get your sleep back into the 7 or 8 hours that you need, then just try it. Let me know in the comments how it goes, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more tips.